What role is AI playing in today's time in your domain?
AI is not a competition, especially in language industry, I would say. It is a ecosystem or a support system for the learner. It is impossible for a human to be available for a learner 24 by 7, but AI does that for them.
Correct.
However, most of them are not able to go beyond the intermediate level. What does that mean? They are lacking some guidance there. So there you need the human interference. That means you need a guide or a trainer or a teacher who will guide you to reach to the another level. AI will not understand the space of your learning, the background you came from, but the teacher will definitely know, and then accordingly he or she can teach you and guide you accordingly.
What happens when
Right.
someone starts to learn a new language? Does it actually help developing one's brain? Do people get intellectual? Do people get intelligent?
Learning language is backed up by the neuroscience. When you start learning a new language, there are two parts in your brain gets activated. And the first one is hippocampus, which is related to your memory. Another one is prefrontal cortex, which is related to your planning, focus, and decision making. And once they get activated, that process is called neuroplasticity. So it helps you to focus better and make your decision making capacity better.
Welcome everybody to the third episode of the Speak Orange podcast. So far, we've spoken about what is language, what is the importance of learning foreign language, what are the different foreign languages that people are trying to learn, what are the benefits, how does it help not only students but how it also helps working professionals like us. How has Darshana's journey been? How did Speak Orange Academy start? What is Speak Orange Academy doing differently compared to its peers in the market? We've spoken about all of that. So today's episode is primarily going to be focusing on the biggest elephant in the room, which is AI. So how is AI affecting language learning? There are multiple applications and platforms that one can use today to learn language and sort of get better in a particular language. How is that landscape shifting? The in-person language learning ecosystem. How can business owners, number one, why should they learn a foreign language? And number two, how can they leverage the impact of a foreign language for their business and all of that? So we're going to speaking about all of those points. So let's get started. Hi Darshana, thank you so
Hi,
much.
Aman.
Hi. So let's address the biggest elephant in the room,
Right.
AI.
Correct.
How have you seen AI, or what role is AI playing in today's time in your domain?
AI is not a competition or a competitor to us, especially in language industry, I would say. It is a ecosystem or a support system for the learner. Because the AI tools which are available like Duolingo or Babbel or ChatGPT, it helps learners to learn better. So Duolingo has more than 100 millions active users globally, and they are trying to reach to the intermediate level.
Right.
So, with the help of that tool, which is available as a study buddy, so it is impossible for a human to be available for a learner 24 by 7. But AI does that for them.
Correct.
However, most of them are not able to go beyond the intermediate level.
Correct.
What does that mean? They are lacking some guidance there. So there you need the human interference. That means you need a guide or a trainer or a teacher who will guide you to reach to the another level. So if you see, AI becomes a collaborator for the trainers and the academy like us, where AI becomes a support system
Correct.
for all of us. So it is not a competition anymore. And AI will definitely help you to get better in terms of giving them a better resources to the learner and make it more faster, smarter, and make it more joyful. AI is playing that particular role in our language industry.
Right. You use a very specific word for AI. You said study buddy. And follow on, you said that, and it's practical also. Human
Right.
cannot be available 24/7 for another human.
Correct.
And you also mentioned that students specifically are using Duolingo to get to intermediary level.
Right.
how smooth is that journey compared to doing it in person from a human tutor or an instructor? Number one. Number two,
Correct.
what happens after that? Once they've reached intermediary level, are they eligible to answer an exam? Can they answer the exam? Should they answer the exam?
Right.
And what happens after that?
So, as I have touched upon, that is a study buddy because it helps you to learn better.
Correct.
So, it will have a grammar checks for you, pronunciation checks for you. But when you want to have some understanding about the cultures, emotions which are linked to that particular traditions of that particular country, you need someone to teach that emotion.
Yeah.
Right? So, AI can teach you words, but not the emotions or the meaning behind it. So it has limitations when it comes to incorporating some cultural nuances in it. So language is made up of all these cultural nuances,
Correct.
which cannot be taken care by AI at all. So definitely their trainer, human interference is required. So that is something we have to keep it in mind while learning. Second thing you have mentioned that when you are learning and going to the intermediate level, how many mistakes you are doing, you are the only one or that particular AI tools is only helping you with limited data, whatever is there. Correct? So you can also switch to another level by giving, random answers to it.
Is
Just
it?
to speed up your learning.
Oh.
Correct? You can give, say, example, I get one question in one app. And if I have only two options, so I know this option example, I want to go to the next level because I'm getting, I'm losing my interest or
Correct.
motivation. I might know that, okay, this is not working, the A is not working, then I will choose B. B is not working, C. So next time I know, technically I know how it
It's a
goes.
hack.
It is a
It's a
hack, right? So that way you can go to the next level.
Right.
But then what about the actual enhancement of your language skill?
That is not happening there.
That will not happen there at all. You need someone to guide you how to train yourself in different competencies, which I keep on saying there's 4 pillars of languages: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. You need someone to talk to you. Okay. And then example, if I'm talking to you, AI will have their own language and the interpreters or the translators, which are AI based.
Yeah.
AI will not understand the space of your learning, the background you came from. But the teacher will definitely know. And then accordingly, he or she can teach you and guide you accordingly. So AI has the limitations, definitely, yes. AI can be your support system and it is a balance between both of them. Right? So any learner who is learning a language using these tools may not be competent enough to practice all these competencies: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But the trainer or the teacher knows that for this particular international exams, we need to complete that syllabus, which focuses again on these 4 pillars: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So I can assess you.
Correct.
So I don't think so. The students who start learning using these tools, any language, will be able to appear for those international examinations. They do need some guidance to prepare for that exams.
Correct. And then the instructor also knows,
Right.
if you're preparing for a particular language or a particular test,
Correct.
the trainer knows कि इसमें क्या क्या किस किस point पे क्या क्या important है, right? So
Right.
in school also our teachers tell us, right, this is like
Okay, important
है, ये syllabus में इसको mark करो.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
so you're right to say that.
Yeah.
Now I want to just segue into another parallel conversation in tandem to what we're speaking is language learning is also considered to be one exercise through which a person becomes a little smarter.
Right. Correct.
So I just want to get a more insight from you
Yeah.
into the whole physiological aspect of learning a
Correct.
language. What
Correct.
happens when
Right.
someone starts to learn a new language? Does it actually help developing one's brain? Do people get intellectual? Do people get intelligent? What happens?
Yeah, so learning language is backed up by the neuroscience. When you start learning a new language, there are two parts in your brain gets activated. And the first one is hippocampus, which is related to your memory. Another one is prefrontal cortex, which is related to your planning, focus, and decision making. So
Right.
these two parts gets activated. And once they get activated, that process is called neuroplasticity. So in previous podcasts also I've spoken about neuroplasticity, ability to learn something new. So it helps you to focus better and make your decision making capacity better over the period of time. In many studies also shows that when you learn a new language, your planning, your focus, your decision making capacity, your multitasking skills goes higher. So it definitely develops your brain.
Right.
Yes.
So, have you had someone uh, who started learning language? By the time they finished learning that language, they sort of
So I would like to give you some examples of my students who started learning languages like French, German, few of them Spanish and Japanese as well. So most common feedback I have got is we are able to focus on mathematics and we are able
because
to
of
score
language.
better in mathematics. Yes, and that is a real fact because I used to teach them French and other trainers who were teaching other languages. They also got a lot of feedback. Most of them said that focus, problem solving skills have increased, and that's why they started also scoring better or doing better in mathematics. So that is something I have heard
Does it
from the
sharpen
parents
our
also and from
reasoning
the students
skills?
also. So when we're talking about the sharpening skills, because when we plan better, your decision making
Gets better.
gets better.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So absolutely, when you do these things together, your capacity of thinking also enhances.
Correct.
So eventually, what will happen? You will have a proper reasoning skills as well. So when you learn a language also, you see yourself as a different person at the end of learning a language to some extent.
Learning languages tends to get a little boring, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you are learning European languages. They're super difficult. You can't make any sense of those in the beginning, at least. It's difficult, right? And then languages like French, which is really grammar heavy.
Yeah.
How can one make it more enjoyable, make it more sustainable, and make the whole process a little fun to have?
So, any learner should know that it should not be taken as an event that I have to do this. I have to learn language. I have to sit for an hour's time.
Right.
You should actually learn it as a habit. How do you make it a fun? So, example, we are doing any activities in your home. So, if you are making a chai or a tea, just put a song of that particular language and listen to it. So it becomes fun-based learning. Language learning starts with listening. So you can put the news channel on. There are some news channels you can still put of different languages. YouTube is there where you can have
Right.
n number of data where you can just put some content. And when you are doing something, just listen to that.
Correct.
And when you listen, you will be able to see a lot of improvement in yourself
Correct.
as a learner. The second thing is you should give yourself 10 minutes of time every day. So if you do anything for 10 minutes related to language, you can speak in front of the mirror or you can just revise the vocabulary which is given to you, right? Or watch series on the Netflix.
Correct.
So anything for 10 minutes if you do every day, that makes in a year 60 hours approximately.
Right.
So that is good enough for your conversational skills. So it is everyday practice. So consistency fuels your fluency over the period of time. So consistency of 10 minutes is which is important. Make it a fun.
Adding to that, I think our phones also have multilingual capacity these
Yes.
days, right? We can set our phone also.
Yes.
Some applications that we use very frequently, we can just try our hands on
Correct.
switching the language to any of the language
Any
that we're learning,
languages, yes.
and then just try to make sense of it,
Yes.
whether we're able to learn or not.
So for me also, my phone is in French language.
Oh, is it?
Yes, everything is in French. So many new words, technical words related to that mobile also I got to know. What we call
Right.
copy paste, what we
Right.
call delete, what we call accept the call. So you start actually building your vocabulary unknowingly.
Correct.
So what you have mentioned is absolutely a good idea.
Right. And then what eventually one achieves is fluency,
Correct.
right?
Right.
I can communicate in about 7 Indian languages.
Yes.
And out of experience, what I've experienced and understood about languages is you may be very fluent in a particular language, but you may not be grammatically correct.
True.
Because for us, fluency means, you know, fluency is you are on a superbike and you just go, wing. That's fluency for us.
Right, right.
You may not be grammatically correct.
Right, right.
How do you handle this? Because everyone these days wants to do everything fatafat.
But, yeah.
So how do you handle this urge of running fast?
Okay, so there are two things you have to take care when you are learning a language. So it can be a perfection and the progress. So when you start learning, you have to focus more on progress.
Right.
So you should not think that one day, once I am ready, I'll start speaking or I'll start writing. You don't need to wait for that. So don't actually go behind perfection. Just do the progress every day. So once you do your progress every day, even if you start speaking in broken sentences and some grammatical mistakes, still okay. Why? When you make mistakes, your brain actually starts taking as a feedback. And it fix it.
Yes.
And next time it doesn't make the same mistake.
Correct.
So if you see your progress is happening by your own mistakes, through your own mistakes.
Progress.
Yeah.
Practice will add a lot of value to our progress.
Yes.
So what is the right way to practice? So
Right.
what I'm trying to ask is, so I play tabla. My instructor 25 years back used to tell me,
Right.
of course you need to practice,
Right.
but you need to practice the correct way.
Right.
If you practice in the wrong direction, you'll eventually end up in a completely wrong direction, right?
Yes.
So similarly in languages, right? What are some steps one must take to practice properly?
One thing is very, very important, which is listening. Any language starts with listening. So, like example, Punjabi is your mother tongue.
Yes.
Marathi is my mother tongue.
Yes.
My parents did not make me sit down and said, okay, this is alphabets in Marathi, or neither your parents
Correct.
must have done that.
Correct.
Right? But how did we learn? By listening.
Listening, correct.
You come here, sit here,
Yes.
start listening. That is one. Another thing I always say, 3 hours. 3 hours is something you read one small paragraph every day, then repeat it aloud, and then record it.
Oh, so 3 hours,
Hours,
not 3 hours.
No,
I thought
3
3
hours.
hours, alphabet R.
hours.
So you read for you read one sentence,
Small paragraph or
small
one sentence.
paragraph,
Okay, repeat it aloud.
repeat it aloud,
Loud, correct.
and
Third one is record. So you're writing also, you're speaking also, and you're listening your own voice. So
Correct.
whatever mistake you're making, probably you will be able to understand what kind of pronunciation mistake I'm doing.
Correct.
And anything related to language, if you are learning, you have to make sure that you write it down, some of the words every day, conjugation of the verbs every day. It is going to enhance your ability in writing or in speaking as well. So if you know the conjugation of the verbs properly or correctly, eventually you're going to use it correctly while speaking.
Correct.
And you will be able to go to that level which you are actually aspiring to achieve.
So let me repeat it again. 3 hours.
Yeah.
I read one paragraph per day
Any one sentence.
or any
actually.
one sentence. Repeat it aloud,
Loud. Yes.
and then record it and then listen it, so that we are able to make the
Yeah.
make sense of the mistakes that we're doing.
Yeah, right.
Awesome. How much time does one needs if they practice in this way to get to a particular level or to get to a bit of fluency?
So you definitely need to enroll yourself for some courses which is guided by your trainer or a teacher or a mentor who is teaching you. And the practice which you have to do, you have to follow some steps. So that will, depending on which language you are learning. If you are learning a European language, it will take 70 hours to 80 hours to complete the basic levels.
What are some mistakes that you've seen people do while they learn language, and how to avoid those mistakes?
That I will start again on Monday phase.
हम
You know,
होंगे
I'm in the
कामयाब एक
phase.
दिन।
मैं फिर से Monday से शुरुआत करूंगी और
Correct.
करूंगा.
Correct.
वो वाला phase sets in. You should start talking. You should start writing the way you know that language. Right? So right now, whatever you do is going to build over the period
Right.
of time for you.
Right.
Just 10 minutes in a day. So don't wait. Make mistakes and start speaking a language. And that also gives you a confidence to speak more, do more mistakes. And you become confident making mistakes also.
Absolutely.
And then learn from it. Yeah, that's how it happens then.
Okay. What are some tools that you suggest or you yourself also use
Yeah.
to keep a track of your track of your progress?
Very classic ones are you write down because everything drops down to 4 competencies now when you are learning
Right.
a language, right? So if you're listening, right? So you have a questions with you. You listen and you answer the questions.
Oh.
So there are traditional ways you can check your progress with, because everything drops down under these 4 competencies again: listening, reading, writing, and speaking.
Correct.
So when you're listening something, you get some questions. Write down the answer for these questions. And how do you know they are correct or not? You have a transcription of that. So you have a books or the exercise books, which also comes with the transcription. So you just again listen with the transcription and check whether whatever I have written, which is correct or not. And also your mentor is going to check for you. And second thing is, you can stand in front of the mirror and read a paragraph. First you read, next time you just try to recollect and say it in front of the mirror. So you will be able to actually see the progress of yours. That is one. Another one is recording your own voice. The same paragraph can be recorded and again listened,
Correct.
right? And taken the feedback from your mentor.
Right.
So that is definitely going to help you. And try to sing songs. So learn songs, sing songs. So it helps you actually boost up your dopamine, because,
Correct.
any song will help you to feel good, right? So you should do that. So listening songs, dancing on those songs, and practicing in front of the mirror, recording your own voice, writing letters and giving it to your teachers to check it. So that's how it is going to help you to see your progress, how you are doing.
So this eventually requires a lot of mindset shift,
Right.
right? I mean, it's all in the mindset.
Right.
If you want to do something, you first need to prepare your
Yourself,
mind,
yeah.
yourself. कि नहीं
Right.
करना है. So let me put it this way, right? You get someone who wants to learn a new language, and this is not a student, because students are typically motivated. They are in the education system. They are learning new every day.
Correct.
So I'm talking about a working professional, right, who spent about 10, 12 years working in whatever industry or domain that they are, and now they want to learn a new language
Right.
for whatever reason.
Correct.
Learning has stopped way back,
Right.
right?
Right.
This new world that they're entering into of learning a language requires a mindset shift.
Right.
What is that mindset shift? And how do you inculcate, how do you bring in that change into your learner?
When you have mentioned that learning has stopped long back, why did it stop? Because learning process becomes really monotonous for us. In our education system also, we have seen that we go to school, we write a lot of notes,
Right.
we come back home, we do a lot of homework,
Rectify.
ratify,
Right.
memorize and go back, Most of us, I'm not saying everybody does
Absolutely.
that, but this is something our education system is.
Yeah.
So we have that experience of having that heavy burden, and that is connected to our learning process. So that's why when we tell someone, any professional who has already worked for years in some industry and want to, start learning a new language to upgrade his career. So it takes time for someone to take that decision
Correct.
to start learning a new language or new something, right? But language learning is fun-based. It can be fun and activity-based learning as well. Most of us do not know about it. So when we are teaching a language, we have a methodology where we teach grammar concepts also in a fun way. So we make a story and
Okay.
we make them listen to some stories. If you make it more interesting, we ask them to take a demo session with us.
Okay.
So when we take a demo session, we incorporate a lot of activities. So they can find the difference between our age-old traditional learning pattern and the way we teach.
Now let's talk about business owners, right?
Right.
As business owners, all of us are very, very ambitious.
Right.
All of us want to achieve big,
Correct.
but we are so engrossed and busy in our day-to-day business activities.
Right.
Learning a language is like the last thing in our priority list or to-do list. There's barely a business owner until unless they have a very lucrative opportunity in front of them, they won't get into language learning.
Right.
Right, so I want you to address that for me is number one, what message do you have for business owners about learning a new language? And then what opportunities
Right.
does learning a new language open up for a business owner?
As a business owner, we try to explore new territories always,
Correct.
whether in India or outside India,
Right.
right? Because if you want to open your doors to the new territories, you want to expand your business and take it to the new levels, new heights, then you need to have someone who can talk to the clients, pitch your presentation or your business to the person who is sitting in Germany. So if he doesn't understand your business, what are you doing in their own language, then how you're going to actually expand your business in other parts of the world.
Correct.
So this is actually a passport to your business. Let's talk about the Korean language. So Korean language has become popular all over the world because of its K-pop,
Oh yeah.
BTS, then Blackpink and EXO. Then we have a K-drama like Squid Games.
Correct.
And then also have this
Korean food.
Korean food. Yeah,
my God, talk
ramen, kimchi, all of this. So even the government has realized, the Korean government has realized the importance of promoting their language outside South Korea. So they have launched their Korean language training centers in India
Oh, is
to
it?
promote their languages. Yes,
Oh.
it's there in Pune as well.
Oh.
Yes. So even Netflix says that, the Netflix data says that the viewership of Korean language has been increased by 370%
My God.
from 2019 to 2023.
Ayya. Oh.
So if you see, because of this particular popularity of Korean language, millions of people want to learn language.
Correct.
So where they will go? Who are going to teach that? So even you can be a language entrepreneur. We are working on language entrepreneurship enhancement program. We'll talk about it later. So the language learning is going to be a big business in the future. So as a business owner, you must know at least one foreign language to expand your business to the next level.
Just now segueing into another a thought that I've been having is, you mentioned about Korean culture, Korean pop culture becoming the mainstream pop culture.
Yes,
All of us have seen it.
correct.
My daughter, my wife, all the ladies around in my house, they're all, crazy behind
Crazy about
K-drama.
them. Yes, true.
Youngsters are K-pop. I mean, they
Right.
just want to listen to Korean music.
Yes,
Korean
and
bands, all
drama,
of that.
everything. You are right.
I love ramen. So I've been going there, although it's very spicy, I can't handle much. So now this is about Korea.
Right.
What have been some important incidents or important events
Right.
that have sort of, kick-started foreign language or a particular language learning in India?
So we have just spoken about Korean. So that is one. Let's talk about Japanese language. So there is a huge demand for engineers who can speak in Japanese language. Why? I'll tell you. Uh, there are multiple projects which Japanese is funding
Okay.
in India. So there are, like to take the example of Delhi Mumbai corridor, if you see that particular project definitely needs people who can communicate with each other
Mm.
so that the project execution becomes smooth. So how does that happen then? You need someone
Correct.
who can speak their language, understand their culture, and vice versa.
Vice
probably.
versa, of course.
Right? So Japanese language professionals are in demand, and they are going to be in much more in demand in coming few years. And third one is the Spanish language. So Spanish language is one of the most spoken languages in the world globally.
Oh,
As a main language, in 20 countries they speak Spanish language as their main language.
Oh, acha, I didn't know.
Yes. Spain and Latin America makes 8% of the world GDP. And that makes the Spanish language globally very strong.
So, correct.
Right. So to grab those opportunities as an Indian in IT sector or export, so all of these factors have increased the demand of learning Spanish language. Initially, we had only French and German, which were picked up by the learners easily, but now Japanese, Korean, and even Spanish, which are coming in a big way. So Indians want to learn those languages, whether it is for job purpose or taking the admission for the higher studies in universities or a cross-cultural business.
Great. So, on the closing note now, I want one thing from you that you would want to change in the way foreign languages are taught in India.
Stop thinking that learning is a heavy stuff. It is fun.
Right.
So don't think as language learning would be a lot of burden in your head.
Correct.
It is it is a lovely process. It is a enjoyable process.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Darshana. This was an amazing conversation.
Thank you, Aman.
To everyone who's listening, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can simply go on the website speakorangeacademy.com. You can drop your questions in the comments wherever you're listening or watching this podcast. And we look forward to the next one.
Yes,
Thank you.
sure. Thank you.